Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. We have the headlights restored. I'd like to do that first. Now we can wash it. Do the headlights first because the residue is going to be running down into all the little cracks and crannies and corners. Now we can wash it, clean the wheels, maybe put a little tire shine on. That alone will make it look so much better. Let's start with the wheels. They're pretty bad. These wheels are supposed to be a bright silver, and they have brake dust baked on them, chemicals, all kinds of garbage just baked onto the surface and the face of the wheel. Now that's front and back, so it's not just the front tires and wheels which get the brunt of the abuse because of the braking system. Now over here, I did a test area with one of the products that will get them clean quickly. But before we jump to that product, which is quite aggressive, we're going to try just run-of-the-mill everyday wheel cleaners. And wheel cleaners that I trust and use here on a daily basis, so it's not that they don't work, it's just that they're more pH balanced than the one I'm going to eventually use to get it this clean. And safer, well, let's give it a shot. Let's see if they work first. With the shop manager looking on, I have everything set up. We're going to start off with first a wheel cleaner I get by the gallon from a company that stops by the shop. You know, a lot of the products there are going to be not very aggressive. We'll follow that up with the Chemi RRR, another option, another product you can use for wheel cleaning. And then we'll end up probably using the product that should be very quick and effective and safe if you know how to use it. All right, let's start off with this one right here. Get it on there. We can already see that it's turning magenta, purple, burgundy, whatever you want to call it. This has ferrous metal removing properties to this wheel cleaner. You got to let it dwell a little bit, do its work. Exothermic chemical reaction will change the composition of the embedded ferrous metal, and you can remove it a lot easier. I like to let it soak a little bit and grab a detailing brush and agitate between all of these spokes. Now this wheel doesn't have crazy, a crazy intricate wheel design that makes it a pain. But it's still a little bit of work. Let's start off with this one here. We'll work in and around the lug nuts first. Then we'll come on the outside. Get in between the spokes. Now it did work a lot of garbage loose here. And you can see some of the red color down on the floor. So let's rinse this. So this is better. Still some areas where you would want to go over it maybe 2 or 3 more times. So let's now switch over to the Chemi RRR, go over to a different wheel, and we'll see how that performs. It's better, it's brighter, definitely brighter than the rear one. I want to save the worst wheel here for, I mean, both pretty bad. That one being a back wheel. All right, so we'll go to the back wheel. This one's just a little bit worse. We'll save that for the product I want to show you. And for that back wheel, we use the Chemi RRR. Spray this on nice and thick. This one also turns purple eventually. So we'll give it some time, let it dwell, let it do its job. This one normally turns a real dark purple, really gets in there and eats away at that ferrous metal from the braking system. Same brush. By the way, when we get to the next product, I'm not even going to use a detailing brush. I'm just going to use a soft microfiber towel. That's all it takes. And it will strip that wheel nice and clean. Let's rinse that garbage off of there. Not bad, a little brighter, as you can see from here, but when we come in, there's still some staining on this wheel. And we'd have to go over it multiple times. Again, that's much better. Look how bright it is compared to the one up there. For the last wheel, we're going to use the Detailing World's Force Acid Wheel Cleaner. This has the dilution ratios on the back, so it'll let you know what to do. I'm used to working with it. I'll show you exactly what I do, and it's perfectly safe on multiple wheel types and wheel surfaces. For this wheel, it's done a little bit differently. We'll thoroughly rinse the wheel. Get any loose particles off and then leave it wet. I also took a microfiber and ran it under a tap, a warm tap, and then wrung it dry. Well, not dry, but wrung it till it's not dripping, but a little bit damp. So what we're going to do is bring the I get the stuff by the gallons. That's how well it works, and we go through a lot of it. So I'll go in there with my damp towel. Every once in a while, I'll spill just a little bit more on. And start to scrub. Now, I need to speak while I'm doing this video, but it's a good idea to protect the lungs. As you can see here, I'm kind of dabbing this into the cleaner and spreading it out with the microfiber. That way, when I get to it, it's already kind of done its job. Excuse the sniffing. Something is pollinating today, guys, and it is driving me crazy. Late summer is packing a punch here in the Northeast. So I'm doing this hastily, but as you can see, I'm not rushing this to a point where it's not getting clean right. I'm gonna rinse. You can come in and neutralize any of the product still left that could have dripped, well, anywhere. And look how bright that is. Let me see. We have this one here and the front. Which one is brighter? Now let's come over here. So again, just a regular wheel cleaner. We have a little bit of staining left over. Back here is a wheel I just did with the acidic wheel cleaner. That wheel does need to be resurfaced. It's got scrapes, curb rash. So much cleaner and brighter. So I ended up going all the way around with that force cleaner and cleaned up where the others couldn't get. Look how much better that looks with brighter, cleaner wheels. And then the headlights cleaned up and cleared up. On top of that, you could dilute force 4 to 1, 10 to 1. You could use it ready, you know, it comes ready to use just like I did. Using that method, you got to be quick. Don't let anything run down and dwell longer than 50, 60 seconds. Come in and neutralize it afterwards and you'll be perfectly fine. It can be used on many different types of wheels, but I have to, you know, add a disclaimer, use with common sense. And I only use this on the worst wheels, such as the ones that you see here. Other than that, it's going to be the other 2 wheel cleaners that we started with. I just wanted to show you an option in case there was a wheel where you just couldn't get in there and give it a deep clean like you would like it to. Here is another option, again, used with common sense. I'll put a link down below if you want to look into it a bit further. This has been Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.